Well, if you're trying to run like I am, it might be a little harder than at least the next couple of hours here. Well, I guess if you run at midnight, I actually used to do that when I lived in San Jose. Come home from working at Radio Shack, start running super late because, well, we'd be in there late.
I didn't know you worked at a Radio Shack. We need to have discussions about that later.
Yeah.
That's fun. Either way, yeah, I mean, most areas are pretty quiet right now. We do have a few showers out there and the threat of thunderstorms. So one thing you should remember, though, if you hear thunder or see lightning, you're close enough to be struck by lightning, and it's good to be spending time indoors at that point. So run for shelter, Victor, if that's the case. Now, who's hearing thunder or seeing lightning tonight? Well, maybe if you live in southern Monterey County and you're looking down to San Luis Obispo County, that's where we do have a little bit of activity. Some showers pretty much south of San Lucas at this point. King City might be getting a couple spritzes. And then we actually have a couple of very light showers moving across Santa Cruz County, mostly up in the Santa Cruz Mountains. These are likely only, if anything, putting down a couple of raindrops, and that is about it. But there is potential for additional activity through the overnight hours tonight into tomorrow. And of course, we're going to talk about how that is going to play out. Live look from Domenico's showing things pretty quiet in Monterey. We do have some low cloud cover out there, the city lights reflecting off it. But it's been another couple of gloomy days for us on the coast. This was the view in Pacific Grove yesterday. My folks were in town. My mom wanted to go see the magic purple carpet. It was pretty cool. Lots of folks out there. It was pretty busy, actually, despite the cloudy conditions. But today's temperatures, the same on the coast. Kind of cool, only 60s for many locations. Some cases stayed in the 50s, Santa Cruz and Watsonville, with winds out of the south. Now, in the inland south, it was quite warm today. Fort Hunter Liggett, a degree shy of 90 as our hot spot, and it wasn't isolated in that. Bradley was in the 80s. Parkfield was 87 today. New Idria in San Benito County was 88. So there was some heat out there, but that marine layer was present for coastal areas. Believe it or not, we actually had some showers pop up over the marine layer earlier today. They pretty much formed like right here and then moved offshore. And there was actually lightning offshore about lunchtime today. So that was really the first round. Things were pretty suppressed across the region, but a weak disturbance came through. And I think what happened is it actually hit the marine layer, which is almost like a bubble. Think of it like a bubble of cold, dense air. So as that disturbance kind of coming in from the east, it was actually forced upward over the bubble. And anytime you get lift, it makes things want to rain in the sky. So I think that's what really initiated those showers. Now, of course, who got any rain from that? Well, I had one report from our viewer, Penny, in Pacific Grove, the Del Monte Park area, I believe it is. And she said she got some big raindrops. And I know a few folks said that they did hear some thunder offshore. But things are pretty quiet around the bay right now. Temperatures are in the 50s to around 60 degrees. The bigger picture reveals that we do have the area of low pressure just spinning off to our south. We can kind of detect that counterclockwise motion here. Quite a bit of lightning across the state tonight, really all the way into Northern California here locally, and the chance for some additional thunderstorm activity as we head into the day tomorrow. The tough part about convective weather like this, and what I mean by convective weather is during the winter, we don't have much in the way of that. It's mostly like cold fronts that come through, or the atmospheric river of moisture, these more horizontal, realistically, types of events. But convection is very vertical, so you get these tall, puffy clouds, and within them you get updrafts and downdrafts and big raindrops and sometimes hail and things like that. And that's kind of what the regime is across the state right now, and will be for the next couple of days. But as mentioned, the tough part of predicting that is, well, it's usually pretty small in scale, and you know, it could pop up over the top of this mountain, over this valley. The computer models don't really know exactly where that's going to happen. There's some areas that may be more likely than others, and that's what we're going to talk about as we look at Futurecast. Now, I have changed out our normal computer model here because it's just not handling what's been going on today very well at all. So what you're seeing right here is the high resolution rapid refresh model, colloquially known as the HER. There's 3 R's in it, so you just kind of stretch out the kind of like Dan with 2 N's. My dad always says Dan and then. I gotta be like Dan with 4 N's, but you get the picture. So this is the model we're looking at. It is showing a few light showers here over the next couple of hours. Now, with that said, it looks like activity might pick up a little bit toward the morning commute, so a little bit more active. Potential for lightning, brief heavy rainfall. I don't think we're gonna see widespread issues during the morning commute, so, but there may be some activity out there around the Monterey Bay area. So just give yourself a little extra time to get your destination. Again, lightning will be possible. I'm not seeing anything that leads me to believe that we're gonna have widespread thunderstorm activity during the morning commute, but a few showers and maybe an embedded thunderstorm will be possible. Now, during the day tomorrow, it looks like we'll get some partial clearing around the bay, and actually for many areas I do expect it to warm up quite a bit. Maybe not so much in Santa Cruz with the southerly winds coming in, but Salinas, Monterey, probably see temperatures close to 70 tomorrow afternoon, especially if we get some extended sunshine. Now, this model's not showing anything here around 6 p.m., but we do have a chance of showers and thunderstorms really throughout the day tomorrow. Perhaps a little bit more likely tomorrow night. There will be another wave that comes through. This model showing it coming through pretty late, but I've seen some runs showing it a little bit earlier than that. It's also keeping it to the south. Some model runs are showing it a little bit north. So again, convection is hard to forecast as far as positioning. So there will be some potential throughout the day tomorrow. The best thing you can do is wake up tomorrow morning from 5 to 7. Download the KION Weather Authority app so you can track the radar on your phone. Lightning alerts will come straight to your phone so you know when it's in your neighborhood. And of course, we'll be here live during our newscast tomorrow night. Let's quickly look at your temperature forecast tomorrow. As I mentioned, still somewhat cool in Santa Cruz County, upper 50s to low 60s. A little bit warmer tomorrow with some sunshine sneaking in over to the southeast side of the bay. We're going to be back to 70 in Salinas tomorrow, low 70s in Hollister, Gilroy. Some mixing in the marine layer will happen tomorrow, it looks like, which should warm us up. Over to the Monterey Peninsula, how about 69 in Monterey? That high is actually above normal for this time of year. We haven't seen many of those days so far this spring and summer, or extended winter, really, which is what it felt like, I think, for most folks. And then farther south, we'll have some 70s as well, but a huge cool down realistically for our southern valleys, whereas we warm up a little bit on the coast. And a quick look at that 7-day forecast. Again, the only wet weather officially in the forecast for the coast is tomorrow, but for the rest of the week, there will be some activity, I think, over the inland hills. Temperatures should be fairly seasonable. We're watching next weekend with a disturbance moving through. Inland areas also warming back up, but you have a chance of showers mainly over the far eastern hills for the rest of the week, as it looks like some energy is going to stick around the area. Victor?